Hello, today I'll be setting up my bullet journal for January. I decided to go with a red and black buffalo plaid theme for this month because it makes me think of a cozy winter, and I have a washi tape set that I knew would be perfect. First, I'm going to finish filling out my theme planning page where I will list my colors and any washi tape for my monthly themes. Here I'm using a stencil that I made to draw a tree in the doodles box and adding color with my darker red Tombow. I'm starting off with my first page for January, which is my quote and title page. My quote page is inspired by an image I saw when searching for quotes. I'll leave the link in the description for the image I found. I'm creating a background for the quote with washi tape, making sure the pattern lines up. And then cutting off any extra washi tape around the edges to make sure the sides are straight. I sketched out the quote with pencil first based on the same font as used in the image, and I'm using my white jelly roll pen to outline the letters. I love the way the white looks on top of the buffalo plaid, and when I saw the image with this quote, I knew it would be perfect for my quote page and winter theme, so I wanted to recreate it. Once I'm happy with the outline, I'm filling in the empty spaces with white as well. This took a while because I wanted to make sure the plaid wasn't visible under the white, so I did go over it a few times. For my title page, I'm stamping the word hello, and then I'm going to use a stencil that I made to sketch out a deer in the middle of the page. I'm tracing over it with a black fine liner and filling in any small spaces with the fine liner as well. After that, I'm using my black Tombow to fill in the rest, and then I'm preparing to stamp January at the bottom of the page. I'm stamping a capital J first, and then I'm using my vintage alphabet stamps for the rest of the letters. To finish off this page, I'm going to place washi tape along the edge of the page to add some color. I love that this washi tape has a design of trees, reindeer, and snow that adds to the winter theme. Moving on to my habit tracker and mood tracker pages. I'm using washi tape to act as a background for part of the title, as well as the headers for each of my habit calendars. Next, I'm using my calendar stamp to stamp the calendar for each of my habits. I lifted the left side of my journal to make sure the stamp was pressed down all the way. Then I wrote habit on the washi tape with my white jelly roll pen. I started to write tracker down below, but instead I created a background with the darker red and stamped the word tracker instead. Moving on to my mood tracker page, I'm using a stencil and my black Tombow to draw a tree. I'll be posting a video on how I make my stencils using my Cricut soon. Now I'm breaking the tree up into 31 different sections to represent each day of the month. I went with a grid pattern to continue with the plaid theme. I did the same method as my habit tracker, where I used my white pen to write mood on the washi tape above. I went back to my habit tracker page to add some horizontal lines above and below the calendars. And then I'm using my red Tombow to write the word tracker on my mood tracker page. At the bottom of my mood tracker, I'm adding small amounts of glue to glue down squares to represent my different moods. Then I'm using my white pen to add a square in the middle and outline the other 4 squares with my white pen to make sure they're easier to see. Then I'm drawing faces to represent the 5 different moods. I went back to my habit tracker because I forgot to write my habits on the washi tape for each calendar. Once I'm done with that, I'm moving on to my first weekly spread for the month. I'm separating the page with horizontal lines to create rows and gaps for the washi tape between. I decided to put the snowy design washi tape along the bottom of the page and the regular plaid washi tape in the gaps. Then I'm making boxes and headers for each day of the week. I decided to have 10 days in my first weekly spread so that the other 3 would be 7 days each. Next, I'm stamping the calendar and the days of the week, making sure to leave space to the right for the date number. Then I'm stamping January and week at the top, where I'll put the week number, and stamping the word notes for the notes box as well. I stamped out the date number for each day as well as the number 1 for the week number. I decided to draw a red box around the week number and highlighted the week in red. I'm using the same method as my habit tracker calendars, where I draw black lines above and below the calendar and use washi tape as a header where I'm going to write the first letter of each day of the week. I'm using my Tombow to write the words "Stay Cozy" in the space at the bottom. I'm still practicing my lettering, so any parts that aren't straight or thick enough, I'm going to fix by going back over it. I wrote the word cozy so that the Y would extend over the washi tape. And I'm using my white pen to draw the bottom of the Y. I'm using my white jelly roll pen to create highlights on the vertical and curved parts of each letter. And then I'm going to use my black Tombow to create shadows on the outside of the letters as well. And once I'm done with that, that concludes my January bullet journal setup. I'll be uploading the setup of my other 3 weekly spreads next week. Here is the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe for more weekly bullet journal videos and like and comment as well. Thanks so much for watching.